Namaskar. Welcome to our channel Bio by Gulab Sir for Wisdom Coaching Center. As we are going through respiration in higher plant and we had learned about glycolysis, Krebs cycle, electron transport system, amphibolic pathway. Now, respiratory quotient. As you know, respiration is the process of breakdown of complex organic substances to release energy. During this process, very major event that carbon dioxide is released during respiration, that is breakdown of complex organic compound. CO2 is evolved and O2 is used. So ratio of what is respiratory quotient? Therefore, respiratory quotient is nothing but is the ratio of CO2 evolved and oxygen is used. So ratio we have to find out. So this ratio gives us a respiratory quotient. So to calculate this one, we should have knowledge about the equation that for each one, suppose for carbohydrate, what is the respiratory quotient of carbohydrate, then we should know the equation. What is equation? C6H12O6 requires 6 oxygen molecule to break into 6 CO2 plus 6 H2O. Here that 12 H2O are produced, not 6 CO2, 12 H2O plus energy. Now how much energy released, that we learn in respiration. Here the topic is respiratory quotient. Therefore RQ of carbohydrate, thus therefore RQ of carbohydrate is equal to carbon dioxide evolved 6, oxygen used, carbon dioxide evolved 6, oxygen used 6 molecule. So here you can understand that 6 upon 6 is equal to 1. So RQ of, therefore RQ of carbohydrate is 1. So same way, if we have to have our respiratory quotient of either any fat, so here stearic acid, RQ of fat, stearic acid or tripalmitic acid, C18H36O2 required 26 O2 to break and produce 18 CO2 plus 18 H2O. This is equation for stearic acid. Now here we can highlight that carbon dioxide released and oxygen used. So as to RQ of fat is equal to 18 upon 26. So this will be, now as it 0.7. So denominator is more larger than numerator and therefore it value comes less than 1, that is 0.7. So here carbohydrate RQ is 1 and fat RQ is, same way we can calculate this RQ for another fat also will be same. Every fat, that RQ will be the same 0.7. For example, palmitic acid C51 H98O6 will require 145 molecule of oxygen, released 102 carbon dioxide, then 98 molecule of H2O. So here you can see that oxygen release, carbon dioxide release are 102 and oxygen is 145. So RQ is equal to RQ of this fat is equal to 102 upon 145 is to 0.7 again. So here it is proved that fat either it is stearic acid or triformitic acid. RQ is same. So RQ for fatty acid and fat is 0.7. Now what would be the RQ for organic acid? Any organic acid, suppose for example malic acid. Here we can understand for malic acid. The formula of malic acid is C4H6O5 required 3 molecule of oxygen involving 4 molecule of CO2 plus thrice H2O. In this reaction or equation, RQ is that 4 molecule of carbon dioxide are released and 3 molecules are oxygen are used, and therefore it comes more than 1, that is 1.33. So here you can understand that IQ of every organic acid is more than 1. Now what will be the RQ of protein? RQ of protein is in between 8 to 9. Just you have to remember this for the point of NEET examination. Here we did understand how to calculate RQ for carbohydrate, RQ for fat. So this is something best to understand, and question can be as match following. एक साइड में सबस्ट्रेट देंगे RQ के लिए कार्बोहाइड्रेट, फैट, प्रोटीन, और दूसरे साइड में अंडर part 2 will be given RQ at randomly, and there will ask question match the following. This is very common practice to ask the question. So therefore we have to remember RQ of everyone. So RQ of protein is 8 to 9, RQ of malic acid, organic acid, is always more than 1, RQ of fat is always less than 1, and RQ of this carbohydrate is always 1. Now anaerobically respiring organism. So here RQ of protein is 0.8 to 0.9, 0.8 to 0.9 to remember as a part of. So once again I do get it clear to understand. Now understand about RQ of the protein. RQ of the protein lies between 0.08 to 0.9. It should be remembered as a part of series of this RQ of carbohydrate, fat, malic acid, organic acid, and protein. Now to understand RQ of anaerobically respiring anaerobic respiration. Now as we know that in anaerobic respiration C6H12O6 no oxygen is used, but carbon dioxide is released, C2H5OH plus CO2 is released, 2 molecules of CO2 released plus energy. Now RQ of this anaerobically respiring organism, carbon dioxide released but oxygen is not used, therefore it will come infinite. So why? Because the amount of carbon dioxide released as oxygen is not used. But RQ of crassulacean plant, this is very important, because in crassulacean plant this during photosynthesis occur during daytime, but carbon dioxide is taken night time. So carbon dioxide was released during daytime because it is used by them. C6H12O6, oxygen is used 3 molecule of O2 producing a organic acid, in which form that carbon dioxide is being stored and later it is used, that carbon dioxide from this is used for photosynthesis during daytime. So carbon dioxide is not released. What is being produced? C4H6O5. Therefore RQ is equal to carbon dioxide released. Carbon dioxide release is 0 and oxygen is 3, therefore it becomes 0. So therefore RQ of desert plant is 0. So RQ of anaerobic respiring plant is infinite. To conclude, RQ of substrate. What are the substrate? Let's take example carbohydrate glucose. RQ of carbohydrate is 1. Fat is 0.7. Protein is 0.8 to 0.9. Organic acid is always more than 1. Anaerobic reaction or anaerobic process. So RQ is carbon dioxide release, but oxygen is not used, therefore it is infinite. And crassulacean acid metabolism, that is succulent plant, desert plant, can be called as desert plant, where carbon dioxide is not released during daytime as stomata are closed, so oxygen only used, therefore it becomes 0. So carbon dioxide 0 divided by amount of oxygen released, therefore it becomes 0. So RQ of desert plant is 0. So here this is very clear to you, and question can be asked in NEET. So please remember that can be asked, match the following, and very often this question is being asked. Substrates are given on one side and RQ is given at randomly on other side, that what we have to match. So here the topic is clear. You please note down this one and try to remember that RQs. I did explain you how to calculate the RQ. Here during respiration process, carbon dioxide is evolved and oxygen is used. The ratio of CO2 evolved to the oxygen used is called respiratory quotient. Respiratory quotient of carbohydrate is 1. That's what we did understand. Respiratory quotient of fat is less than 1, 0.7. That we understood by these two examples, oxidation of stearic acid and palmitic acid. Respiratory quotient of organic acid, that is malic acid, we have taken as example. Respiratory quotient is more than 1. That's what you did understand. And here respiratory quotient of protein is always in between 0.8 to 0.9. So remember that one, as a, instead of writing any protein molecule and oxidation reaction, directly you can remember. On another page I did explain about organic respiratory quotient of anaerobically respiring plant or in anaerobic organism where oxygen is not used, directly carbon dioxide is produced. So amount of carbon dioxide produced is directly proportional, or RQ is directly proportional to the carbon dioxide released during anaerobic respiration. Therefore it comes infinite. And encapsulation metabolism, that is in desert plant, during night time carbon dioxide taken and stored in the form of organic acid, that is being utilized for the process of photosynthesis during daytime, and therefore they do not release carbon dioxide during the process of respiration. As carbon dioxide produced during the process of respiration in desert plant is being utilized for the photosynthesis during daytime, because stomata are closed, they cannot take carbon dioxide from outside during daytime. So whatever carbon dioxide produced during respiration is being used for the photosynthesis in crassulacean plant, succulent plant, desert plant, therefore they do not release carbon dioxide. Hence carbon dioxide release in respiration of crassulacean plant is 0 divided by oxygen used is therefore come to the 0. I hope you did understand that respiratory quotient, how to calculate and what are the respiratory quotient. So this is the topic. It's very important as a point of NEET. Also question can be asked in board examination, what is RQ? Give an example of any substrate, calculating RQ for them. I hope it is not easy and you did understand. Even if you are in doubt, you can ask in comment section. I appeal you to like our channel as well as subscribe it. Also press bell icon as to receive you videos as and when they are uploaded. Thank you.